like this, but we saw that like maybe this one had 1 marked and this one had 1 marked, and we knew then that DC was equivalent or congruent to RS or SR. Okay, and if this one had 2 and this one had 2, we could say that RT and DE were congruent. Okay, and then on the inside, they had those little angle symbols or those rainbows, and this is not correct, so don't write this stuff down, but we could say if this one had 1 and this one had 1, we could say that C is congruent to S. And if this one had 2 and this one had 2, we could say that angle R, because they're just talking about the angle R, or just this part, the inside measure of this angle, our angle R was congruent to angle E, okay? And so what we're going to be doing today is just marking those angles, okay? So if you look at number 1, because I'm going to do all the odd ones today. And I'm going to show you kind of not really a cheater way, but a faster way of kind of figuring out what goes to what, okay? And some of you guys have probably already figured it out from yesterday. Okay, so if we look at 1, all of these letters kind of match up. So we have triangle U or W, U, V, and so that's this first triangle, and we have triangle S, R, Q. Okay, the letters match up. So see how W comes first on the first triangle and S comes first on the second triangle. Okay, and if we look, both second letters are U and R. Okay, and then the third letter is V and Q. You can kind of match that up. And so when we're looking at just the single letter part, that's the angle. Okay, so we could say angle W, so we're talking about the inside, angle W is equivalent to angle S. Okay, we could say angle U is equivalent, 1, 2, to angle R, 1, 2. Okay, and then we got V and Q, so we're going to use 3, 1, 2, 3. V and Q, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we got all our angles marked, and now we need to check out the line segments. Okay, and so the line segment part, you're still going to use the above letters, but see how these two come first and these two come first. So WU, we could say, is congruent to SR, so that one's going to get 1. Okay, and then we can look and say, well, UV and RQ, okay, because they're both the second and third letter, and this is the second and third letter, UV, so we can use this one with 2, is congruent to RQ, 1, 2. Okay, well, there's only one choice left, so obviously you can mark the next one 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that's all you're going to be doing is just marking 1, 2, 3 sides or line segments, and 1, 2, 3 on the angles. Okay, and so this is what your picture should look like. Now, it does not matter if you chose this one to have 1 as long as the corresponding correct side has 1. Okay, so if you pick this one to have 1 marking and you did this one first, this one, as long as it has 1 and this one has 1. If you chose this one to have 3, then this one should have 3. Okay, they just need to be matching up the sides, okay? Other than that, it really doesn't matter. Okay, so let's look at number 2, or 3. Okay, so we have QRS. So the first thing we want to do is knock out all the angles. And so we just do the 1 letters versus 1 letters, okay? So Q goes to Q, which means 1 and 1. Okay, those are both Q. R goes to I, so here's R, 1, 2. R goes to I, and then we have S to G. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now we're ready to do the letter part. Okay, well, I have QR and QI. So here's QR, 1, and QI. Here's 1. And then for the next one, I got RS and IG. So RS, 1, 2, IG, 1, 2. Okay, well, there's only one side or line segment left, so we know that that one should be marked 3. So I got SQ, and QG. And if you look how that corresponds to the letters, okay, the only two groups we haven't done would be the very first and back one, because we've done, if you were looking at if you would label these 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, we've done 1, 2, okay, and then we've done groups 2, 3, okay, so we took 1, 2, which would be QR and QI, and then we did 2, 3, RS and IG. The only other option we haven't done is 1, 3, okay, which would be SQ and GQ. Okay, look at 5. Okay, we're going to do the angles first. So, by looking at them, I can tell that L goes to T. So we could say L goes to T. K goes to J. Okay, and you need to be careful about this because there's a J on both sides. So we have this first triangle and this second triangle. So in the first triangle, K goes to J in the second triangle. So that's got to be this one. Oh, these should have a 2 rainbows on the inside. Okay, and we know from congruency that it's like a puzzle. So if we have this puzzle and we're missing 3 pieces, you have to take the puzzle pieces and turn them until they fit. Same thing, you can kind of look at these and you should be able to turn them in your mind until they lay right on top of each other. And so you have to turn this one up and then it would match on top of that one. Okay, and so there's only one angle left. It's going to be J goes to R. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now we have the line segments. So I got line segment LK. So LK gets 1. TJ gets 1. And then I got KJ. So KJ, 1, 2, is going to be JR. JR gets 1, 2. Okay, and there's only one side left, so this one's going to have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Trevor, are you with me? Does it make sense? Trevor?
Yes.
Does it make sense?
Yes.
Hannah? Hannah!
Hello.
Are you asleep?
I don't feel good.
Why wouldn't you just tell me that? Why would you sit on Zoom?
So I was counted here present.
Well, you could have just got on and be like, hey, I don't feel good, I gotta go. And I'd be like, okay. Just get off. Watch the video later so you know how to do it.
Alright.
Alright, bye. Mario,
Bye. That's good.
you know what we're doing?
Sort of.
Okay. Okay, Mario, me and you are gonna do this one. So, T, we're gonna do